Hello, so I will show you this bug. We use CRT EmuDriver and SwitchRes ini file together with RetroArch. We have generic 15 monitor preset in both. And now we try to run RetroArch and we see the frequency is not exactly 50, which it should be for this PAL TV. PAL TV is different than arcade monitor. And here we see the issue. It's I record this video at 24 frames, so it's slow and you can see it clearly how unpleasant it is, and your eyes will definitely hurt. Yes, this is the issue a lot of people talk about, and you always say interlaced resolution is okay, it's supposed to be shaky. Yes, but not shaky as hell. So now we switch to PAL preset, and SwitchRes will force RetroArch to specific resolution and frequency mode line. So now we will see exactly 50 Hz. Now it has exactly 50 Hz. Okay, and 15.625 kilohertz horizontal. And now you see it is much better. It's not jumping that much. This is the best how I can prove it to you, but it's much more visible in real life. And based on this is PAL. But based on this, I think it might get tweaked a little to be better. This is much better than the default setup, and this bug exists for many years. I had to gain knowledge from various sources. As a software developer, I did not have this knowledge about TVs and mode lines. Now I understand it more, and you have arcade profile, right? And arcade extended profile. Okay, that's okay, but most of people using this emulator use Sony PVM, which is like gold standard, right? I think more people have Sony PVM than various arcade monitors. At least what I see on Reddit and everywhere. And there is like hundreds forum threads about these issues with setup. And nobody in 2 years, I'm trying to fix it for 2 years, nobody in that time provided a coherent working tutorial how to set it up. There are partial results, but this interlaced resolution might have some specific issues that nobody look into. So NTSC and PAL monitor presets in SwitchRes and CRT EmuDrivers are working on their own, but Sony PVM is capable of both NTSC and PAL modes. But generic 15 monitor profile in SwitchRes is not encapsulating properties of NTSC and PAL. It does something else. The definition is different and it will generate different mode lines, not compatible with NTSC and PAL if they are used separately. So this is definitely a bug, and what I would think that generic 15 preset would do is it would specify CRT range 0 and CRT range 1. So it would have two CRT ranges and they would have first line PAL, second line NTSC, and then it would work. Unfortunately, when I do this modification in CRT EmuDriver and try to set the EDID monitor, the Windows driver will throw BSOD, blue screen of death. So it's not possible to do it from CRT EmuDriver. But if you open and edit SwitchRes ini and set a custom CRT range, and then it works. So it is possible, and I had to use custom profile inside SwitchRes ini and use CRT range 0 with settings from PAL and CRT range 1 with settings from NTSC. Now it will generate correctly. And there is no issue if the vertical frequency is not exactly 60 when using non-interlaced resolution. That's okay. The only issue is with interlaced resolution. That must be exactly 50 Hz for PAL, exactly 60 Hz for NTSC. It is much more sensitive, and you have anything else and it will destroy whole image. Yes, it's shaking, it's all these issues people describe on internet. So this should be handled perhaps separately, and more effort should be put into interlaced modes handling, and maybe it could be, in the end, it could be maybe even better than what I present today. Who knows? For completeness, I show you RetroArch configuration of CRT SwitchRes. So number 4 means take it from ini. We don't use super resolutions. I use a native, but it doesn't matter. Super resolutions work as well. And important is to use custom refresh rate. That's it. Here you can see the list of generated resolutions. And finally, some tweaks for the future. Most of the resolutions in RetroArch are not interlaced. Sometimes the numbers will round up and it will switch to interlaced mode even it don't need to. So I think I got the best results if I change this SwitchRes ini configuration to 0 and I don't use interlaced resolutions. It's much better quality, because if you have like 272 height lines, then you can use normal, let's say, NTSC resolution. It's not a big deal. Better than use a PAL interlaced resolution, and you will get the border anyway. But the quality is much better. Better skylines, more sharp. The only situation when you want interlaced is when you play, let's say, PlayStation 1 or PlayStation 2 game. Yes, something that has 640 and 480. Then it will use this interlaced resolution, and in that case I would specify this specifically for that SwitchRes core configuration. So this would be like global configuration, and then you will need to have per core SwitchRes defaults. That's what I'm going to do now. Okay, that's all for today. Thank you for your attention and have a nice day.